Khamis Mushait, 1985. We're high up in the south of Saudi Arabia. Picture a quiet morning, the kind of stillness that's only broken by the first sounds of the trade markets. For one family, this quiet was just routine. Their mother, an elderly woman, but a real power in the local livestock trade, she would have already been up, already busy.
But on this particular day, her children arrive, and the house is just silent. A really dreadful kind of silence. Something was very wrong.
Yeah. When they went inside, that fear became real. Their mother was dead, murdered, right in the middle of her own home.
And the motive, it seemed obvious. The wealth from the sheep trade, the gold, all the cash from recent sales, it was all gone.
Right. Here's the thing that immediately chilled the investigators. There was no forced entry. None.
Right. The only way in was with a key, or if she let you in. This wasn't random. It was intimate. The whole scene just screamed betrayal.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the story of the man responsible, Jah Allah al-Bashir, the Khamis Mushait killer, it's not just one crime.
No, it's an epic.
It's an epic. It's got years of planning, a 12-year vanishing act, and a capture that hinges on something. Well, something truly bizarre. A belief in dark magic.
So our mission in this deep dive is to follow that whole arc. How does a trusted employee pull off what looks like the perfect murder, just disappear? And then how does the supernatural charm meant to keep him free become the very thing that brings him down?
Let's start with the setup. Jah Allah al-Bashir was a Sudanese national. He'd come into Saudi Arabia illegally. So he's poor, he's desperate, and, completely vulnerable because he's undocumented.
He needed a lifeline, and he found it with this elderly woman, our first victim, the one with the huge sheep business.
A multi-million riyal operation.
Exactly. For him, this wasn't just a job. The livestock trade back then, it was all cash. Large, untraceable sums of cash. He saw a golden opportunity.
And he played the part perfectly. The ultimate long con. Over a full year, he didn't just earn her trust, he made himself indispensable.
She saw him as hardworking, loyal, almost like a son.
Right. He was soon managing everything. The buying, the selling, and crucially, he was handling the cash. He even became good friends with her actual children.
But behind that facade, it was horrifyingly calculated. The sources show he started plotting the murder from his second month on the job.
The second month.
Yeah. He wasn't working. He was doing surveillance. He memorized everything. Her schedule, when she woke up, when she slept, when family visited.
And most importantly, where she kept the money. Daily cash, her personal gold, all of it.
The preparation was just chilling. He systematically made copies of every single key in that house.
Not just the front door.
No. The internal rooms, the safe. He wanted total access. Silently.
And then came the masterstroke, using that trust he'd built against them. He quit.
He comes up with this story, urgent family business back in Sudan. He has to leave immediately, through illegal channels.
Because they trusted him so completely, they didn't question it. They were sad to see him go. They gave him a huge bonus, a tearful farewell.
That's the brilliance of it. They trusted him so much, they rationalized his illegal departure as just, desperation. Poor man, he has no choice.
Right. And the lack of official paperwork actually helped him. Because he wasn't leaving.
Not at all. He just went to a nearby village.
And he hid there for 2 full months, took another job tending sheep, all while secretly watching his old employer's house.
He was just waiting for them to hire a replacement, waiting for his name to become just a fond memory.
Once he was sure he was forgotten, he came back, at night armed with a heavy blade, an axe or a machete.
He used those copied keys, slipped inside, completely silent.
He went straight for the cash. He knew it was a time of the month when the house would be full of sales money. But the noise, it woke her up.
She came out of her room, saw him, and she would have recognized him instantly. The man she treated like a son.
Jah didn't hesitate. He struck her with the blade, killed her on the spot. Then he finished gathering the cash and gold, locked the door behind him, and just vanished.
He goes back to his temporary job, uses the same story about having to return to Sudan, and this time he actually does it. He gets across the border and starts living on his stolen fortune.
So when the police find the body, they're stumped. No forced entry. And the family swears their loyal employee left the country 2 months ago. He's not even a suspect.
Exactly. The case went completely cold. For all intents and purposes, he had committed the perfect crime. And for 12 years, he was free.
12 years is a long time. By 1997, that fortune is running low. And the thought of going back to being poor, that wasn't an option for him.
And that's when things take a turn. He shifts from being this meticulous planner to Something else. Someone relying on forces beyond logic.
He seeks out a major sorcerer in Sudan. He's not looking for money, he's looking for invincibility.
He gets this, what's described as a powerful magical charm, an amulet. In that context, it was believed to make the wearer totally invisible to law enforcement. You couldn't be caught.
And here's where it gets really interesting. This wasn't, a necklace he wore.
No.
The sorcerer surgically placed this charm under his skin.
Wow. So it's part of him now, a physical token of his protection.
Yeah. And with this new confidence, this belief in his own magic, he decides to go back to Saudi Arabia in 1997 and do the exact same crime all over again.
But he's not the same patient man he was. His first attempt, his second target, is another elderly woman in the same business. He only lasts 6 months there.
Why the rush this time?
The situation was different. This woman was more cautious, harder to fool, and more importantly, her grandson was a big deal, a major trader with connections to high-level officials.
So the risk was too high.
Far too high. He was worried they might start digging and maybe uncover that 12-year-old cold case. His magic was being tested by, basic risk assessment.
So he bails on that plan and moves on to attempt 3. A family this time. A father, mother, a son, 3 daughters.
But again, it falls apart. After just 3 months, the father sees that his work is terrible. He's not focused on the sheep. He's focused on scouting the house.
He was a careless criminal now, not a loyal employee.
Right. And that carelessness leads to a confrontation. The father calls him out on his bad work. A huge fight breaks out, and he fires him. Tells him to get off the property now.
And for Jah Allah, this is a massive insult. A blow to his pride.
He grabs his things, including that weapon, and starts to walk away. But he just can't let it go. He turns back, knocks on the door.
The father opens it, and Jah Allah strikes him instantly with the blade.
Yeah.
Kills him.
The mother hears the scream, she runs out, and he kills her in the exact same way. The children, terrified, manage to hide. This time, there's no mystery.
No. He's the disgruntled employee who was just fired. The kids alert the neighbors, and within minutes, the police know exactly who they're looking for.
He's on the run, and he knows he needs a big score to get back to Sudan. So he decides to go after his last target, the cautious woman with the powerful grandson.
The manhunt kicks off immediately. They bring in their best assets, the specialized trackers known as Qasas al-Athar.
These guys are legendary. They can read tracks on almost any surface. They started following his trail.
But then, the trail just vanished completely. It just stopped.
The trackers were baffled. The police were incredibly frustrated. They were hunting a killer who had seemingly evaporated.
But he was just hiding nearby, waiting. After 2 days, while the search was still going on, he broke into the cautious woman's home.
And killed her. The same brutal method. He took her gold and money and fled.
Now, the whole region is in a state of panic. 3 murders, 5 victims, same MO, all in just a few days. The media names him the Khamis Mushait killer.
The pressure was immense. The influential grandson of that third victim offers a massive reward, 100,000 Saudi riyals, for any information.
And that's what breaks the case. A civilian walking near a graveyard sees a strange man just sitting there.
Locals mention that this guy is rumored to be practicing sorcery, dark magic.
But it all clicks into place for the civilian. The police description, the weird location, the rumors and sorcery. He makes the call.
So this leads us to the wildest part of the whole story.
Yeah.
The police move in to arrest him, and according to their reports, he resists with this extraordinary speed and agility.
They described him leaping between rooftops, like something out of a movie, in a way they just couldn't explain.
They finally get him subdued, but the weirdness continues at the station. During the interrogation, the investigating officer's pen just keeps falling from his hand. Over and over.
He literally cannot write down Jah Allah's statement.
Yeah. The officers there, they become convinced the rumors about magic are real, that he's protected.
And then they see it, this strange raised lump under the skin on his body. They call a doctor right away to check it out.
He knows the game is up. He grabs a letter opener from the desk, tries to kill himself right there, but they overpower him.
The doctor comes in and cuts into the lump. And what they pull out is the source of all of it. The magical amulet.
Exactly as described. A small pouch with talismans, strange writings, the thing that had been placed under his skin 12 years before.
And this is the psychological breaking point. The moment that charm is physically removed from his body, his entire composure just shatters.
The spell is broken, his defiance, his confidence, it all collapses. He confesses to everything. The 1997 murders and the unsolved 12-year-old murder of the woman who first gave him a chance.
Jah al-Bashir was sentenced to death and executed by beheading in a public square. The case was finally closed.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really a story about deception. He starts as this cold, calculating planner who uses trust as his primary weapon.
But his return isn't about calculation. It's driven by pure hubris and this absolute belief that he was protected.
And the irony is just inescapable, isn't it? The amulet, the thing that gave him the confidence to kill again, was the physical object that caught the officer's attention and led directly to his breakdown and confession.
It really makes you wonder, what was it that actually protected him? Was it the flawless, calculated alibi he built back in 1985? Or was it his total belief in that term's power that gave him the psychological nerve to become a serial killer in 1997? What role does a bizarre, mystical belief play in the mind of a killer? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.